Hello, 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 and welcome to today's live art stream. This is the Drawing Habit, and this is Pearson. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well, and we're going to get to it, do it, to it, stew it. All right, so today we're going to be drawing, and here's something I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be drawing upside down. So, next 30 minutes, I'm going to draw upside down, and we're going to change it to let's see if we can excuse me. There we go. Now we are ready to go. It is day 525. Before I begin, I'm going to have my celebratory or pre-game coffee. Now, pre-game, it sounds kind of like I have it spiked. I don't have it spiked. It was just like it just sounded right to do it, right? So today we're going to work on this. You know what? Now that I look at it, I don't mind it. It's actually developing quite well. Like, it looks pretty good. I'm actually quite impressed with where it's forming. It's just so foreign to me. So today we're going to be just kind of like playing around with the hair using a soft round brush. You know, nothing too fancy. Just a soft round brush, just playing with the hair and drawn upside down for the moment. We might change it as time goes, but I'm gonna draw upside down for the moment. And yeah, man, I tell you what, you ever have those days where you think you're on top, you know, where you think that you're doing like you're very effective with your time. You're just doing things, bam, 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 right? Well, I thought that too, but apparently I wasn't. I wasn't as effective with my time as I thought I was, and it's kind of frustrating. You know, you ever have those days where you're still behind even though you're ahead? Like, that's what it's like today. Like, I'm literally ahead. And let's see here. And I'm still behind. I just trying to figure out where to place this guy's hair at. And I'm still behind, man. I thought I was gonna be. We're gonna have to take the snap off because it's snapping. I can feel like it's snapping on something. I thought I was ahead, but I'm not, man. I'm just not ahead. I'm behind. I'm behind on where I needed to be today. Like, I thought I was going to get really. I don't know. I don't know what I thought. So you're not going to see a lot happening today. I'm just going to kind of play around with the hair and just kind of like get the feeling of the head, right? Get the feeling of the scalp, right? Just knead it. Get some shampoo in there and rub it around. No, I'm just trying to get a feeling for this person's head, the top of his hair, you know. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to be playing around and moving the brush around and just kind of fiddling around, and then when I feel like I'm making some headway, that's when I'll start dialing it in. But today is simply going to be, it's going to be like it's just going to be like playing around. I got to shrink this. There we go. It's going to be playing around and stop that. Got these windows. Stop opening. Oh my gosh. That's the problem with having a one screen when you're doing all this stuff is you're trying to like open. You have like 5 windows open. I have 5 windows open here, folks. Not 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 3 windows open on like a 19-inch screen, and it becomes very difficult indeed to it becomes very difficult to having a few technical errors here, like my brush isn't moving. Is it making a mark? Am I making a mark? There we go. We're having a delay in my actions here. See? So I'm having a big delay, and when I make a mark, I'm not, there we go. I wasn't seeing a mark being made. So that was kind of concerning. I was like, where's my mark? I'm applying, I'm drawing here and nothing's happening. Man! Holiday allergies. Okay. So, now that I don't have any problems, so I was having some issues here earlier. So if you didn't notice, I was having a delay with my marks. My computer was deciding that, oh, it can't handle this, the pressure. It can't handle the amount of like, it just can't handle it. It just can't handle what I'm, the amount of stuff that I want to do with it, and decided that it's going to lag. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm just going to be taking my time here and be mindful of how I'm applying tones here. So I don't have any set plan with the hair. I just want to move it forward. Right now, my goal is to move the drawing forward. Just kind of move it forward, you know. That is the goal that I have for this drawing session, is to kind of just move it forward a little bit by little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be a lot of it. I just have to keep applying like consistent pressure on it, and it's going to move forward. It's going to get better slowly. Typically I tend to try to err on the side of caution, because I'm not like a portrait artist, so I don't do portrait art. Like, I do it, but I'm not like, I haven't done thousands of them, is what I'm trying to say. Like, other artists that do these type of things, they have done thousands of this type of art. I, on the other hand, don't do this type of art, let alone digitally. So it's very foreign to me. So I have to kind of be very mindful. Now that I'm looking at it, I really feel like his hair isn't shaped like this. I'm not sure at the moment. I feel like part of the hair that I'm drawing is not his hair. I think part of the hair is, if I look at it, it feels more like I should be showing more of his forehead, and that this area is just a very dark mass. So that's what I'm noticing currently, is this is like a dark mass. And so we're just going to kind of bring this up here. And this is where doing the contour lines has its flaws, where, as you can see, I'm trying to remove that, and I gotta remove that. Yeah, I think that feels more like what's happening, but I'll fix that a little bit later. I'll fix the contour line. I'm not going to worry about the contour line at this moment. My goal is to kind of just kind of move around. I know I wanted to do the scalp for the hair, but right now there's certain things that are occurring in the scalp that are very becoming very pro, like very visually prominent, and I need to fix that at the moment. Just got to fix it. And you got to swallow your pride, your ego. You got to swallow your ego and just go for it. Just do it. There's going to be things that you're doing. Like, you just got to swallow your ego a little bit. So let's close this, lock it, close it, unlock this layer, and then we're going to go ahead and do a black brush. And go ahead and do the general brushes here. Nope. It should be the dry media. The Happy HB. And we're going to go here. I'm going to press E to erase. And so what I'm seeing right now, and that may change, is the hair. The hair is kind of doing. It feels like it's doing this right now. As I said, it's very hard. That's one of the issues of doing like these using a photo is it's very hard to discern where edges happen, right? So I feel like that is more what the shape that is kind of occurring at the moment. And that makes a little bit more sense. That's just what I'm noticing right now. That could change. So now that I have that kind of done there, we're just going to move back and go back to a soft round. And then we're going to go here and we're going to unlock this group. Unlock it. Boom. Go to hair. And now we're on soft round again. Let's go check. Soft. Bam. But the thing that's interesting, what's interesting about me and about doing these live streams is well, for me particularly, I'm always failing. Like I'm always failing at this, and quite frankly, you'd think I'd be better at it after like 500 of them. No. I think I'm going to need like 2,000 before anything wears off. I just don't have that like outgoing persona. Not anymore. I used to have outgoing persona, but then like the world beat me up. The world beat me up and threw me on the ground. It threw me on the ground and said, you know what, dude? Life's gonna be hard on you, bro. I'm like, no, don't be hard on me. Don't do it. And so like, I used to be super outgoing, super cheerful, and just like, and I think because I was like at high school, I was always like not popular, but I was definitely like people not, I don't know about treated with me respect, but like they were nice and I could talk to people and so forth. But like after high school, man, it just went kind of downhill. Like no, it didn't go downhill for a while, but like once I had to start doing a bunch of like hard labor work. And then all of a sudden you had to do a lot more I had to do a lot more hard labor work. And then I'm like, you just start getting bitter, you just start to get bitter and just hit you, you just get like angry and upset, frustrated that you have to do all this work. And so at the end of the day, I was just like, what's the point? But like, I was less, I'm like less, outgoing than I used to be. And I guess because I just kind of got like drugged through the ringer and life hit me and I wasn't as successful or doing as well as I thought it'd be, and it's just like what, and it makes you kind of bitter, you just kind of get like angry, sad, depressed, or whatever you want. You get a little upset, frustrated, right? And so you're like, geez, man. And so, used to be very outgoing, used to be like super cheerful, but not so much anymore. Not so much anymore. So like it is what it is. You're just gonna have to keep. Oh gosh, it's not recognizing my brush. Always doing this. Um, but yeah, I used to be super outgoing, and not so much anymore. Right? And it just happens, man. Like you have a couple bad goes of it, and like it like it puts like a sour taste in your mouth, and it's very hard to get out sometimes. And it's not that I don't really think about those things. It's not like it's a big deal breaker for me. It's just like, man, some days you have those. Sometimes you have those like those just those days, or you have a series of hard days, and when you're younger, it's harder to like swallow that kind of stuff. It really is. It's harder to like accept it. You're like you are you think the world owes you stuff, and it doesn't owe you anything. And so at the time I was like, the world owes me this, and it really doesn't owe me anything. But like, right, it doesn't owe me anything. But like, I was feeling like disenchanted, and I felt like I wasn't where I was supposed to be at a certain age. And I think the world puts those standards on you. And maybe it's sometimes you're late. You can be a late bloomer, right? And that's okay. There's gonna be days that it's okay to have like a slow start. um I think to have a slow start is probably better, because sometimes people that's like are ultra successful at the very beginning, some of them can be like they can just kind of crash and burn later on because, well, they just can't maintain that like inertia. And so I think it's good to kind of like build up to that. So that's why, um, I kind of take things slow, and try to manage the best that I can with the time that I have available, and not overly like try to go overboard, if that makes any sense. Um, so I'm struggling at the moment with hair. I think, as I said, I just need to kind of get a feeling for it, and then there's going to be a tipping point. So right now I'm just kind of like blobbing areas that I think need to be lighter, and so forth, and darkening them up, or darkening areas that I think need to be darker, etc., etc. And then when I probably the next time I get to the hair, I'm going to use like a hairbrush. So I'll probably use a hairbrush the next time. This time I'm just kind of like playing around with the tones, just overall, just having fun with it, and not like overly focusing on detail. And that's going to be the goal. That's the goal for this drawing session, is to kind of get into the drawing, like get into the drawing of whatever that means. Get into the headspace of drawing, you know, and that's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to just get into the drawing space. And as I said, I'm not trying to do anything fantastic with the hair right now. Um, as a matter of fact, like the less I do, probably the better, because I don't want to like jump the gun on certain things. My goal is to just kind of experiment and play around with the hair flow, you know, and see where it takes me. And that's what I'm doing, is playing around. Not overly focusing on anything. It's kind of moving things around and trying to find placement of values and tones here. But yeah, man, failing with style, failing upwards. You can't beat that. Um, Yesterday was a cluster. Today is not so much. It still is. There's still some things I could probably be improving. As I said, I think I talked about this last time. Is like whenever I do a live stream during the day, I have a lot of trouble getting into a conversation to like creating a dialogue sometimes. Um, I even said like as I said during my live, is like I did a prompt. I had prompts available. Like I wrote out like things to talk about, and it turns out the more things I wrote about what I wanted to talk about, the less I even had to say about them. And because I'm gonna be honest, Steve. Like I find it very hard to talk about things that are talked about over and over again. You know, when I see those videos, how do you draw? How like this is here's some surefire steps on how to improve your art. Like, listen, here's the surefire steps. You just got to sit down and draw. That's it. There are no surefire steps. Some things work better for some people than others. Like certain techniques and strategies, people just like click with, you know. And it really what it boils down to is you just sitting down and drawing. And if I want to be even more honest, the way things are going, I don't even see a point. I don't even see a point in drawing right now, especially the way things are going with AI. I just saw a few things on Midjourney. I'm like, you know what, man? Art is just going to become a hobby now. Like I can see people not like people are like, oh, people will say, well, there's going to be new jobs born from that. Like, I can forecast. I can see that there's going to be a time where you can literally just you won't need graphic designers, you won't need to commission anyone. You would just have you just type in what you want as a picture and AI will print it out for you. And you could say, I want an artwork made in the style of this person's art, and then they'll do it, and boom. The only thing I could see that would mitigate that is like there'd be even though there's AI will do that in the future, I can see that there could be a possibility of a strong demand for like originals done by humans. You know, I could see like a grassroots movement, not now, maybe like 30, 40, 50 years from now, where people are like, oh, I'm tired of like this AI stuff. It's just all it's doing is just like it's not creating art. It's more like, where'd that white dot come from? Anyways, it's not creating art. It's just an algorithm that just kind of mimics things, you know. I can see that happening. So as you can see, I'm just kind of fiddling around. I'm not really focused on like details. I'm like, as you can see, like these lines are super super. Um, One thing I need to do is I think what I'm gonna do next time before I do my next live, or not this live, not next live, but like before I tackle the hair again, I need to look up a few tutorials and see how other people do in hair. That's what I would typically like to do. Is I like to watch. I like to go on YouTube and find tutorials and see what things people are doing that are speeding up the process, because I don't know these things, right? I literally don't know them. I've learned a lot, but the techniques and strategies are happening faster than I can adapt, because faster than I can learn them, because I'm not able to sit down for hours on end and just draw, you know. I do spend a substantial amount of time during the day drawing. I spend like on a good day, I get about an hour and a half, and that includes some sketchbook work, this live stream, and either I'll do work on a commission for 30 minutes, or I will. What will I be doing? Or I will be doing like some independent study stuff. Like I'll be doing it like this drawing course that I'm trying to finish, but I've had it for a couple years now, and I haven't even got past the first segment because I get so busy. That's one of those things that I would highly recommend you doing. If you're taking a class, if you're a student, don't BS it, man. Just do the work. You'll be much better off for it. Because I remember when I was a student, I thought that I was working really hard, and when I look back, I said to myself, you know what? I BS'd this class. I totally BS'd it, and I could have done better, and I could have been a better artist for it if I had not BS'd it. If I had given it my all, like literal all. Not like the all that I thought that I was doing at the time, but like the all that I think I can do right now, all, I would have been much better for it. But I was young, dumb. I was dumb and young, and I did dumb stuff, like I just didn't apply myself as much as I thought I would be applying myself, or I thought I didn't apply myself. Let's be honest. I didn't apply myself. I was probably going at 50%. I was like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z, fighting Goku at 50%. 50% power. That's what I was like. I wasn't even really trying. Like I was trying, but I wasn't trying. Like I was going through the movements, but I wasn't going through the movements, if that makes any sense. So, as you can see, just fiddling around with the hair. It looks very bad. That's kind of by design. When I come back to it, I think I'll have a better understanding of what I'm looking at. One of the things, the issues with this type of drawing, though, is when I do these drawings, is I'm always coming back and finding new things that I missed. Like I noticed some things that I made errors on. I think like maybe if I look at this guy, his eye probably could be a smidge raised up a little bit more, and everything raised up just a smidge. Maybe not the eyebrows, but the eye feels like it can be raised up a smidge, and I can clean this area out. So, I got a lot of things I'm working on, or a lot of things I notice later on, and that just sucks to notice those things later on. You're like, oh my gosh, I did not see that, right? So tomorrow I'm gonna be working on the forehead, and so forth. I got 1 more minute, and I'm just gonna call it a day. Just call it a day. Yeah, I didn't even talk about the title, like failing successfully or failing with style. All I can say, if you want to fail with style, you should get used to not worrying about what other people think. Don't care about what other people think. Just keep trying, keep pushing, and keep improving. And who knows where you'll be. That's all I gotta say. Is like, who knows? And you're always gonna find like new levels of you're always going to find like new levels of, what would you call it, of hard work, right? You're always going to experience a new level to hard work. So I noticed that I'll probably fix this hair even more. Yeah, so as you can see, not bad. Not bad for a 30-minute. I think it looks more natural. I think that looks closer to what I was seeing. And as I said, I'm going to be drawing this guy. I'm going to be drawing this drawing for upside down for a couple sessions, at least one one time when I go down. Yeah, I'm gonna at least for one full swipe, right? So that means next time I'll work on the forehead, then I'll work on like left eye, right eye, then nose, mouth, and then I'll go with the chin, the cheeks, and the ears. So like that's what I'm gonna be doing, and then I'll be working on this area as well. And then I'll go back, and then probably the next time I will draw it upright like this, you know, and I'll probably draw upright like this, and then I'll call it a day. So I think it looks pretty good, man. It's starting to shape up. I'm not dissatisfied with it. I was a little worried, but the good thing about me is I have patience, and I'm not afraid to push myself out of my like comfort zone. So like this is actually outside of my comfort zone doing these portraits. It really is. It's very foreign to me. I don't know the tricks of all the cool tricks and trades that tricks, and I don't know all the cool tricks that everyone's doing. All right. Well, anyways, I got to get going. I got some stuff I got to do, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I really got to get going. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll see you later. Have a wonderful day. This is Pearson. I am the #1 live art streamer, and you're watching The Drawing Habit. Take care. Let me find this button here. Bam. Get out of here. And click you.